What's going on, guys? This is the post market for the week ending June 25th. So what happened in the markets this week? I know my stock life, we made a ton of money. We did great on a bunch of trades. I have a bunch of the tickers pulled up here. I'm just going to go through what's going on, what's happening. Start off with the indexes here. This is SPY. Obviously, we're at all-time highs. Everything looks great. I don't know, the people that are the maddest right now are the people that have been stuck in bear mode for a while, because everyone knows that the market is weak, the economy is weak, but they keep trying to fight it. You don't fight the stock market. The stock market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So look at SPY right now. We're at all-time highs. I'll admit, this Monday I was bearish coming into this week, but that's what you have to do as a trader. You have to switch up quick. When you're wrong, you're wrong. Just like admit it and move on. And then I crushed everything long this week. You guys seen it all live in the Discord. And SPY's just been on a tear. Like last Friday, we had this huge gap down on quad witching. We actually broke the 50-day moving average, which is why I got bearish for Monday. I came into Monday, I thought, everything's going to collapse. Like, I took Amazon puts, I took QQQ puts, I took a lot of stuff, right? But I admitted I was wrong right away. We changed bullish and we killed everything. So right now, SPY looks great. We're at all-time highs, obviously. The close on Friday was a little less than ideal just because we didn't close at the all-time highs. But it's not bad. Like, we grinded up all day. End of the day, we had a little dump, and then we had a little pop, and then sell off, right? We had a big upper wick. That means profit taking into the weekend. It's normal. Everything looks fine. RSI looks fine. Stochastics look fine. Weekly, obviously extended. It was straight up in a line, but whatever. You play it until it's not there to play anymore, right? So you'll notice a lot of times in the stock market, a lot of people, we start calling tops. It was that easy to call tops then. Like Michael Burry, for example, he said there's an epic crash coming. I'm pretty sure he's right. There's an epic crash coming, but timing it is almost impossible. So you play the trend is your friend, and just keep on going with it. And when the tide turns, I'll be ready to be bearish. It's not a big deal for me. Got QQQ. One thing that I didn't like about QQQ was this ascending triangle. I made it very clear to you guys that I didn't like this ascending triangle. It's a very bearish pattern historically, but at the same time, we actually broke out above it. So let me show you what I'm talking. Yeah, so we're breaking out above it right now. So ascending triangles are usually a bearish thing, as you see here with tops, and it just pulls right back to the bottom, right? So last week, I think Monday or something, was this Monday? No, this was Tuesday. This was Monday. Monday we broke through it, and then we're just riding the 8-day moving average. All the way since this dip, we're just riding the 8-day moving average. 8 and 21 crossed right here, which was a sign to get bullish. And QQQ's just been on a tear. Right now we're over the top ascending trend line. What I want to see is we're going to pull back, because look at the RSI is getting up there too. So there's going to be a pullback soon. We don't know when, but when it does happen, what I really want to see is I want to see it hold this upper trend line here. If it pulls back and consolidates on low volume and it bounces off this trend line, that's super, super bullish. That just shows me there's a lot more upside to come. So that's what we're watching for in QQQ right now. We want to see it hold this ascending trend line. If we get back inside this pattern, we can potentially go to the bottom of the pattern, and then there'll be support there, and if we break that support, then it's bad news. So here's XLF we're watching. So another thing I've noticed on XLF and QQQ, they move exactly opposite to each other. So if you're watching intraday 5-minute charts, 15-minute charts, whatever, you'll see as XLF is going up, QQQ is going down, and then the exact opposite happens. So they're just rotating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And XLF, which is the financial sector, it filled the gap, and now it's going back for, it actually closed. Did it close? The 50-day moving average is at 36.91. We closed at 36.93 on Friday. So right now, it's very bullish. We closed above the 50-day moving average. I want to see continuation on XLF. I want to see the 8-day, which is the red line, cross over the orange line, which is a 21-day. Like I said, when that happens, that shows you it's time to get bullish. So you see right here, when we were coming down, the 8-day crossed the 8-day crossed the 21-day to the downside, and then back on the upside, when it crossed back over, that's when it told you to get bullish. This is the day you're supposed to get bullish. So that's just what we're watching for on XLF. Next levels on this one, the only thing is the all-time high. All-time high on XLF is 38.60, I believe. Yeah, 38.60 is the all-time high on XLF. That's the only resistance left. Right now, there's a bunch of room here, and you see there's a lot of volume to chew up. So there's a lot of supply here. I do expect a pullback on XLF before we go back to all-time highs, if we do go back to all-time highs. Here's Tesla. We've been over it so many times. I've been yelled at by so many people, Tesla's not going to get over this level. Tesla's done. These names are momentum stocks. Like, look at this. As I showed you on I think I showed you on like Tuesday or something. But Tesla, what it does is it goes on a massive run and then it consolidates for like a month. Just makes this massive wedge formation, and then when it's ready for momentum again, buyers start jumping in. And buyers jump in and it just goes on a tear. Why does it go on a tear? It's a momentum name. When it starts going, that's when more buyers come in and that's where more shorts get squeezed. So it just keeps going. So you see here is a massive wedge. After this massive run up, you got this massive wedge and just a big breakout, right? We went from 287 to 500. Stock almost doubled here. 287, 5, that's not almost double, but you know what I mean. So the big run, and then again, we got that huge run, so it consolidated, right? It's just like consolidating. And then look at how big this wedge was, and look at the breakout that happened. We went from 433 all the way to 900. So again, almost a double, right? That's more than a double. My math is awful on Saturdays, guys, sorry. But yeah, we got this huge run up and then pull back. And now look at the wedge. Look at how similar is this wedge to one of these wedges. It's the same pattern. It's over and over and over again, the same pattern. And Tesla held this support, which was very important. We pointed that out in the group as well. This was a key support we were watching at 539.50. We didn't even go touch it, but like we just got it tighter and tighter in the wedge, and then we finally broke out of the wedge. We didn't have the kind of follow through we wanted right when we broke out, but it was just riding the 8-day moving average up. And then when it crossed the 50-day, that's when it went crazy. Like it was a $32 move this day when it crossed the 50-day. And then the last 2 days just gap up and just stalled right now. It's just consolidating. It's no big deal at all. It's holding the volume shelf as support. If it comes down under this volume shelf and starts filling this gap, then I'd be a little bit worried. But for right now, I feel like Tesla has a run in it till at least 800, 900. We'll see what happens. We'll play day by day. Airbnb, we nailed these lottos, called live in the chat. Well, I called the 150 somethings. Oh yeah, I called like 152.50. Why did I call that one? Because the 50-day moving average was right below 152.50. So I knew that the next line of resistance for Airbnb was a 50-day. I didn't think we would get across it on Friday just because volume. So what I did was on Thursday I took Airbnb 152.50 lottos because I knew it was going to reject there. So when you take a lotto, you don't really have to hit your strike price. You just have to get it a move quick. Once you get a quick move, we sold them for 100%. Airbnb started dumping after that. Don't care. Made our money and we're out. That's it. And the reason I took those on Thursday is because we hit oversold somewhere here. Yeah, so the RSI hit oversold. I seen the 50-day moving average there. So I just pounced on lottos. I mean, that's all there is to it. You see it's struggling with the 50-day. Once it goes across the 50-day, you see how stocks act at their 50-day. If they take it out with volume, they have huge days. So the example of Tesla, example of even QQQ. Look at this. It's a 2% day on QQQ. That's a big deal. You got SPY when it came back across. Look, it dumped under the 50-day moving average on Friday, and then it ripped through there on Monday. And look what it did. It went like 1.5%. That's huge for SPY. So just wait for stocks to cross their 50-day. Once they close above their 50-day, that's when I start getting in. We got this rig. I called it out one day, and then T gave me confirmation the next day because he liked it too. So I got really happy. All I'm watching for on rig right now is a potential cup and handle. Yeah. I can't even do anything on Saturday, Jesus. So we're just watching this little cup. So what happens is buyers step in way too late. They buy the top. They don't want to sell for a loss, so they hold it all the way until it gets back there, right? When it gets back there, they sell it at no profit, and then it consolidates, and then it rips through. So that's what we're watching right now. The only level to watch on rig is 481. And we have $5 calls, I think. I have $5 calls for August, and I have them for July. I sold a bunch of the July ones already for 100%. But yeah, and then here's Spotify. This is one of my favorite callouts last week. Why was it one of my favorite callouts? Same thing I tell you every time. Once it closes above the 50-day, I love the stock. I don't need to trade it in this garbage zone. I can watch it over here. Once it closes above the 50-day, that's when I pounce. I grabbed 257.50 calls like last week. They're already like 200%, and I already took off a bunch. But yeah, wait till the stock comes to you. You don't need to chase the stock. There's enough stocks in the stock market where you don't have to chase a single stock. So spot looks great. I'm looking for follow through on this one. Obviously, a lot of these names have run a lot. So you're seeing right here 4 straight days up. They might need a little bit of consolidation. What I want to see is when these stocks consolidate, I want them to either go sideways or just a little bit down. If they start giving up like 50% of this move, like say if spot started this move at 244, if it starts coming down in the 250s, then that's worrisome. or if there's large bear volume. So when a stock is consolidating, you want to see small bear volume, and you want to see no more than 50% retrace of what the move did. So if it moved from 244 to 268, for example, as a $22 move, you do not want to see the stock pull back $11. That's just a rough estimate of what I do, basically. And I don't want to see increasing bear volume. I want to see small bear volume on there. So that's just how you identify healthy versus unhealthy consolidation. You got VAIC. This was a headache for a lot of people. I made a lot of money on it. Again, I didn't care for the stock until I crossed over the 50-day. I know a lot of people were buying it back here before I was over the 50-day. I waited for the 50-day and looked 3 days straight up. I made 100% the first time I played it. Made 60% the second time I played it. And good, I'm out. Like, I don't care if they have the news. I don't need anything from them. So just watching for continuation on Monday. Viac is actually looking really good though. For a reversal, it's the highest it's been since it started basing. Next level is 46.20. So it needs to get through 46.20, and if it gets through 46.20, there's a lot of thin air up here. It can move fast. Through 46.20, Viac just explodes. So I'm still holding a couple of July 2nd calls for that, I think. Or maybe they're June 25th. I don't remember. I have a lot of positions. Yeah, so basically when I have a position as well, I take off half for 100%, and then it's free, so I don't really care what it does. FSR, beautiful breakout. We called it in the morning. I think the Nudge sent this chart in the group. I seen it night before. I had a alert set, as you can see here. As soon as it crossed my trend line, right in the morning, I jumped in right away. And it's just following through. It looks great. Had huge volume on Friday. Everything looks fine. We're not overbought. Like you see here, we were overbought, and it still ran up 4 more days. So this is a RSI. All indicators are lagging indicators. The only thing that matters is price action, but you can add layers of probability to your trade by using indicators. So you see, everything looks so bullish on this. 8 days above the 21-day. We want that 50-day to cross over the 200-day, which is the only thing left for a bullish pattern. But that's not even a big deal. Look how much is running. So I expect to follow through on FSR on Monday. I've been taking off shares all week, like 140, 150%, and it looks great for Monday. We got Wish here. I told you guys about Wish. Wish is 15. All that matters about Wish is $15. If they get it through $15, this thing explodes to 20. The longer they hold it below 15, the more explosive that move is going to be when it finally does get over 15. So I think as soon as Wish trades 15.01, I think it goes straight to $20. And that's why market makers are trying to keep it down right now. It's just massive amount of volume. Obviously, everyone knows about the meme stocks. We crushed Clove. We crushed Wish. We've crushed all this stuff. You just play it when it's time. You don't have to hold it all year. I know people that had GameStop from like $300 and they finally broke even this month or made like a couple bucks, and now they're bragging like, oh, diamond hand. Like, go, like, get out of here. That whole time I was making money on other stuff. So that's just how I view it. Space. Did we do space? No, we didn't do space. So this one was called out in the premium chat. I'll show you exactly what I called out and when I called it out. I called this whole move. I seen something on Twitter where it was like Bezos is planning on going in July to space. So Russell Branson automatically is like, I'm going to go before him. That's what rich people do. I don't care what you think. All successful people are competitive. So what theory did I come up with? I said Russell Branson's going to want to beat Bezos to space. The next day, space blows up. Space went up 40% on Friday. We were all loaded in options. I wrote my whole theory. Everyone in the group loaded. Everyone was smiling all day on Friday. And yeah, I'll post the trade. I'll post why my reasoning. I'll post the gains. I'll post everything at the end of this video. Or I'll just plug it in here. I don't know. I don't know how to edit, so we'll see what happens. And space looks absolutely great. Only level we have left for space, especially with the FAA approval, like they're allowed to fly people to outer space, guys. Like that's huge. The only level that I'm watching for space right now is 6280 all-time highs. We might need some consolidation just because we just went crazy for the last couple of days, right? Especially Friday. So Friday we went crazy, so now we need a little bit of consolidation. Like I said, I want to see low volume selling, or I want to see sideways before the next leg up. AMD, Mr. Black, I believe, asked for it in the group. The chart was good last time I looked at it. Yeah, so this is a weekly. It was a beautiful downtrend on the weekly, and there was a huge support at 73.90. Like I said, they released the buyback news on the support. They have a whole team of technical analysts to tell them when to release news. They had earnings like a week before. They didn't announce this share buyback. Stock dumped. Came down to that very important resistance of 73.90. Why do I say very resistant? Like look how long this has been support. Since September of 2020, this support has been formed on the weekly. If we broke down through that, there's thin air here. Like look at this. This is all thin air all the way down to $58. So the stock could have dumped to 58. What did they do? Same day it hit support. Oh, we're buying back 4 billion shares. Of course you are. So the weekly chart looks fine. It's in the range. Look at the resistance is very strong as well though. There's 87.70, 88.70. So that area right there, 87 to 90, is a big area of resistance. So I want to see it get over 90 before I personally take a position. Because right now we can just stay in this range for a long time. This is a weekly range. It could stay in this for a long time. So I want confirmation before I jump in this one. I'm not too excited about semiconductors anyways. I have a ton of NVIDIA. So that's the best one in my opinion, and that's the one I will hold. And right now it just looks like this range is going to play out. So right now we're moving towards the top, which is 87 to 90 region. If we clear 87 or 90 with volume, then I'll get interested. But right now I think we reject off 87 to 90 resistance level, and we pull back in this channel for a little bit longer. Let's see what happens. We got Root here, another one called out by Mr. Black. This one is high short interest apparently. It looks like nothing special. Like I told you guys, we got this huge pop, right? When we consolidate, I want to see it hold 50% of the move. This one gave back the whole move, so it's not interesting to me at all. I will not play this one. Look at the huge bear volume. I know it looks kind of bullish because it bounced off the 50-day, but it has to prove to me. The only way I would buy this Root would be if it goes through. First level is 1150. I want it to get through 1150 on volume. So if it gets through 1150 with big bull volume, then I'll consider it. But for right now, it's just a dead stock. I don't really like it. QS. I think T called this one. He crushed it last time he played it. So let's see this time. Yeah, so QS, again, under the 50-day, doesn't interest me until it crosses the 50-day and closes over it. That's when I'll get interested. Obviously, sometimes you can get in cheaper. But right now, it just looks like the low is in. I think the 2376 is a low. And then it formed a... Look at, so this is what I mean by changing the trend. This is the first step in changing the trend. We put in the low, and then we put in a higher high. So you see this was a high, right? We put in a lower low, and then we put in a higher high, and then we put in a higher low. And now we need to break this high to confirm the trend has been reversed. We need to break the 3250 level. If this next leg up goes above 3250, that means the trend is starting to change. Then we need the moving averages to cross again. We need the 8-day over the 21-day again, and we need the 21-day over the 50-day. So it's just, this is like the starting of a trend reversal, but it's not confirmed yet. I like confirmed. As soon as it closes over the 50-day, that's when I jump in these kinds of names. But if you're in the trade, it looks like it might go. BNGO, Genomics name. I think Genomics name have been running for a while now. I think Twist. Some of my favorites are Edit, CRISPR, EDIT, so it's EDIT, it's CRSP. I like Beam, BEAM. I like BNGO too. I played BNGO a long time ago. Shout out to T's dog. I love that dog. So yeah, so this is BNGO. Looks fine. I mean, nothing really good about the chart here. It just filled the gap down. So yeah, Friday there's a huge buying volume. I like that. Every time there's a big day, there's huge buying volume. So that's always good to see on a stock. We got the close over the 50-day. Everything looks good. We got consolidation. Looks good. What I would watch for on this one is just this level right here. So as soon as it crosses over Friday's high of 763 with volume, I'd be interested in this one. It does look pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. So over 763 with volume, you can take a stab at BNGO, in my opinion. We got Tilray here. I called out this one last week because these weed stocks are all gonna pop. So what happens is like they all run together. You just want to be in them before the pop. You don't want to be chasing after. So basically, what I'm doing on these ones is I'll probably play a little farther out. This week was very hectic for me. I played a lot of names. I crushed a lot of names, as you guys seen in the group. And Tilray and these weed stocks, I'm gonna start jumping in those soon. I think they're gonna legalize weed soon. I think it's coming. Obviously, I don't know a date, but I think it's coming. Like Biden, he has to do something. Everyone hates him. Talking about like, if you want to attack America, You have to come with fighter jets and stuff. I don't know what's happening over there. I don't really care either. But yeah, Tilray held a 50-day. Reversed here. So now what we want to do is set a lower high. Right here. Like over here. A little bit of consolidation and then through. So this is what you're going to see on Tilray. If it does want to follow through, this is what's going to happen. It's going to set a daily lower high. It's going to consolidate. Hopefully hold this low right here. And then up. And if it takes out this right here, 2304 level, Tilray can fly. There's a lot of shorts in this one. Look at the volume shelf. Over 30 bucks, Tilray can just zoom up. So just keep an eye on American weed stocks, Canadian weed stocks. I think something's going to happen soon. We got JD here. I took equity in this one. I think me, T, and Ricky were the first ones calling for a China reversal. And Ricky murdered Baba, like absolutely crushed it. I'll go over that chart next. But I like this JD. There's a clear downtrend. There was a lot of sweeps. A lot of flow was coming in on JD. Big sweeps, like $1 million orders, like 10 million. I've seen a couple of $3-4 million orders. So right now, the only thing that matters on JD is 78.84. We got up to 78.35, but we closed at 78.23 on Friday. So I want to see it get over 78.84, which confirms the trend reversal. Once it gets through there, there's a lot of resistance still. So I don't think these are going to fly. Particularly like Ricky thinks they're going to just absolutely fly. He might be right. But there's a lot of overhead supply right now. There's a lot of stuck people in these names. So I think it does grind higher, but I think it takes time. So the next level on JD is 80 bucks and then 87 bucks. So that's all you have to watch for JD. Right now I'm still holding my equity. I don't think I'll ever sell. Just because we got in at a great price. If you zoom out, I was buying at 72, I believe. Last time it was 72 was September of last year. So basically we bought the stock for free and it was still making revenue for the whole year. That's how you have to think about these things. So we got Baba. This is probably the most undervalued play in the entire stock market right now. I think this is the best value play in the entire stock market. I'm loaded leaps. Ricky's loaded leaps. Pretty sure T has some exposure to Baba as well. We have the 2023 $250 leaps. And we bought them a bit early, so I think I'm only up like 2-3% right now. But look at this day. It's up 4.63%. Huge volume. Close above the 50-day. Everything on this chart is screaming reversal to me. Every single thing. There is a lot of supply here. So it might take some time to get over it, but we close over the 50-day. I'm just saying. See, this is what I'm saying. Remember the chart before? We put in a low, we put in a high here, we put in a higher low, and then we put in a higher high. So they're trying to change the trend on the daily. Now we need the 8-day to curl over the 21-day. We need the 21-day to curl over the 50-day, and then we need the 50-day eventually to curl over the 200-day. That one's going to take a little bit more time, but I believe Baba still goes here. Yeah. So. Next week, I'm pretty neutral. I'm still bullish a little bit. I'm not bearish at all right now. There's no reason to be bearish. Nothing is overbought. Looks like we can continue, actually. Just look for a little bit of reversal next week, which is what I'm going to say right now. I think XLF runs for a few days instead of Tech. And hopefully Tech can hold this upper trend line if we do pull back. Still in a lot of these names, still holding my rig, still holding Spotify, still holding FSR. I still got space. And yeah, let's see what happens. Remember, always take profits. Thank you guys for attending, and I will see you on Monday.